the myth is that you shouldn't be too picky when it comes to love. But the truth is, you should definitely be picky when it comes to love, because choosing a partner is probably the most important decision you will make for your whole life. We choose things like a house with lots of information, with lots of detail, and with lots of research. And we choose things like a career with the same level of detail and research. But so many of us are flying blind when it comes to choosing a partner. And we choose from our inner child instead of choosing for our adult self, and it can lead to disaster. So if you've ever gotten feedback from your friends or your family or even your colleagues saying, girl, you're too picky, like you should just find a good man and settle down, or you're too old to be so picky about who you date, that makes me so frustrated, because it doesn't matter what age you are, you deserve to have a loving, thoughtful, incredible partner who totally lights you up with lots of passion. And it doesn't matter if your friend or your neighbor says you're too picky, you deserve to have what you want. And so I've worked with so many women who came to me saying, you know, I've been single for a while, or I can't seem to attract a high quality man, and thinking maybe I should just settle. And even some of the women that have gone through that route, like, well, I'll just settle, I'll lower my standards. It has actually the complete opposite effect, because when we start lowering our standards and we start being less picky, then we're just kind of saying, well, I'll put up with anything. Like, I don't really have any criteria anymore. I just want someone to love me. I just want someone to be my companion. And it sounds and feels really desperate, and we end up attracting just kind of bottom of the barrel in terms of relationships. That sounds really snotty, but I just mean we end up attracting not what we're looking for, because we're just like, well, I'm so open because I'm so, ready for my partner. So if you're having a hard time attracting a high quality man, if you're having a hard time attracting a partner who really gets and cherishes you, don't settle. Don't listen to your girlfriends who are telling you, like, maybe you're too picky. Go deep within your heart and ask yourself, like, what is truly blocking me from love? Is it the fact that I'm too picky, or is it the fact that maybe I'm not open? Maybe I'm finding a reason to not like someone. Maybe I'm pushing someone away. Maybe I haven't done my deep work to get rid of my own fears of commitment or my own fears of abandonment. So there's a whole host of reasons why we might be too picky, but the number one thing is to not let other people shame us into going after something that we really want, or shame us into settling for something that we don't want. Because especially if you have children, or if you want to create a family, your partner and your choice of partner is one of the biggest investments you're ever going to make, of time, of money. I mean, I think the cost of divorce is like $30,000 on average, plus, lawyer fees and all of those things. It's just, it's a big choice. And I've been through a divorce, and so I know, like, it's not an easy thing. It's one of the hardest things people can go through, and especially for families. So I want you to be picky. I want you to get what you want, but I want you to go into it with a clear and an open heart, and with the knowledge that sometimes our pickiness is a bit of a shield, a bit of a distraction from what's really going on. It can make us feel like smug, like, oh, well, he just wasn't this, or he just wasn't that. And really that shield is keeping away what could be an amazing love. And one of the biggest shields that I hear and that I see with all the work that I do with my clients and with these women is that we have the shield of chemistry. Like, oh, there was just no chemistry, nope, not going to continue, you don't have what I want. But chemistry is oftentimes just the reenactment of hormones. We feel that charge, that connection with someone who's familiar enough to a pattern that we had in the past, maybe that we saw in our family growing up, or maybe that we experienced with one of our first loves. And so if you're just looking for chemistry, you're going to always find a million reasons not to like the person who's probably really good for you, and a million reasons to fall in love with the person who is just like someone else that you've dated, or just like someone from your past. Sorry, my little battery indicator is on. So I want you to be picky for the right things. And the right things for me is not chemistry, it's connection. Spiritual connection, emotional connection, intellectual connection, and of course physical connection, like we want that too, but not just chemistry just for chemistry's sake. So we have this huge opportunity right now in society to be way more conscious about all the aspects of our life, from our career to our health to our parenting to the way that we're treating the environment, and relationships are no different. We have this huge opportunity to be more conscious about the relationships that we create, and do so from a great place of discernment. And that means being picky about the right things. So one of my clients, Sarah, she was really struggling with love and with dating when she came to me. She hadn't dated in a little while. She was attracting men who had cheated on her or had a lot of shadow when it came to sexuality and other issues, who were narcissists. And she was terrified to start dating again because she didn't want to repeat the same pattern. She didn't even trust herself to figure out if it was a good guy or not a good guy. And she also just didn't know where to even start, like how to date in a way that brought the right person towards her and allowed her to still be picky, allowed her to still get what she wanted, but to make sure that she wasn't still repeating an old pattern. And it was really cool to see her go through her fears and bust through her limiting beliefs and to really put herself out there in a way that maintained her self-respect and maintained her sense of self, maintained her standards. She's now dating a high-quality man. He's actually CEO, total alpha male, loves taking care of her, pays for everything. And it's not just about him paying for everything. It's really about the fact that he respects her. And this is a 180 from the men that she used to date. And when she had started to lower her standards, saying, well, you know, I'm getting older, I need to just date whoever shows up, then she was getting into this spin cycle of feeling like she couldn't have what she wanted. So yes, be picky. Don't let your friends convince you otherwise, but make sure you're being picky about the right things. And it's so much more than chemistry. There's a deep longing and a deep connection in our hearts that we're really looking to fulfill. And we can't tell that just from one eye contact or just from even one date. So I'm not a big fan of obviously going months and months with someone that you're not feeling any connection with. But if you're feeling some sort of draw, some sort of spark, some sort of interest, allow yourself to follow that without having to be so shielded and so guarded about the man being perfect or about him being 100% or a 10 out of 10 when it comes to chemistry. And hi, Misha, nice to see you. Thank you for listening. And the other thing that I want to say about my client Sarah is that she was really willing to do the deep work in terms of not only commitment to herself and not lowering her standards, but also noticing the own places where she was maybe afraid of commitment, where she was feeling not enough, where she was, you know, tempted to kind of rush in and take care of the man or make things easier for him, and all those ways that we become people pleasing. So doing this work around love is not easy. It's not easy. Like, relationship is the most complex thing that we will do because we have so little control about how it's going to unfold. But it's also the most ripe area of our life for transformation, the most rich place, because if you want to be awakened, get into a relationship. It will illuminate all of the areas in yourself that you want to address. And even if you're not in a relationship, just going through the process of dating, meeting new people, putting yourself out there, becoming vulnerable, understanding masculine, feminine energy, all of that is going to awaken this new level of growth within yourself. And I've seen time and time again that it translates into new jobs, promotions, raises, all of these ways in which we sometimes like leak out our energy and leak out our power because we're just like, well, I don't want to be too picky, or I guess I need to settle, or we mistakenly get picky about the wrong things. So thank you, ladies, for watching. It's been so fun to chat with you today. And cool, Trina, I love hearing that. If you are, you know, like you said, if you're 46 and single and your friends are telling you, please settle, don't settle. Don't settle, and don't feel like you need to, you know, lower your standards, but look deep within your heart about what might be there in terms of new opportunities for commitment to yourself, for deciding this is important, and for really getting new skills and new tools to date even more effectively. So whether that's you or someone else who's watching this live or the replay, I love going deep with women on what might be keeping them from having the love that they want without settling. And so if that's you, I would love to set up some time to talk. I offer free 45-minute breakthrough to love calls, and these are for women who are really ready to get into this next level of partnership and relationship and ready to have it be even more fun and even more exciting without feeling like they've got to just lose who they are. So I'll put I'll put a link in the comments to my calendar. And thank you, and I will see you all later at a Facebook Live later this week. I'm doing one in my Facebook group, Free Your Feminine, on Wednesdays, and then one on my business page on Mondays. So lots of love, and have a good rest of your night.